The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
We're live.
Oh wow, and we're just sitting here silently trying to figure it out. This is professional, Sam. This is the most professional intro we've done yet, ladies and gentlemen. Nailed it. How you doing tonight?
Us professional what?
Hey, we're it is almost August, and I have to say, after physical therapy today, I'm feeling pretty ripped. So
nice.
I got ripped by August.
Yeah.
I just want to put that out there.
Welcome in the work, my friend. That happens when you put in the work, right? It's when you don't put in the work that you'll never get ripped by August, you know? We here at Right to Offend Media, and of course at the Whitfield Report, we like to put in the work, ladies and gentlemen.
And we did put in the work. And not only that, folks, but you, the audience, you guys put in the sales this past week. It has officially been 1 week since the release of The Dogs of War. And man, in just 1 week, the sales have been tremendous. They've been tremendous, folks. They've been tremendous. You'll never see sales numbers quite like this, but believe me, they are tremendous.
Great, so, the best. We love our
numbers. The best book sales, and believe me, I've sold books. So, which actually,
you can't get a DEI pass on your book, though. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that disabled doesn't count as DEI anymore.
But maybe the dogs
which makes sense because the entire left considers themselves disabled. So, have you ever seen somebody on the left who has not identified themselves as disabled at some point in the conversation? No, I have anxiety. I'm disabled, they say.
I have carpal tunnel. I'm disabled.
Yeah. I got shin splints, you know? It's like, yeah, okay, that sucks.
Well, again, this goes back to what Mort and I were ranting like last month with the whole situational disability thing. It's like, good God, like they'll make anything into a disability.
And speaking
Into
of disabled
disability.
people, Sam,
Carpal fucking tunnel. Really?
I have to pick a fucking fight.
Hashtag Max Rant.
I have to pick a fucking fight. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com, who says that this is a shitty show that nobody watches. And look, I'm sorry that we don't talk about sweaty men in their loincloths all day and get a bunch of, homoerotic incel nerds on a forum who, jerk off over, which guy's pecs are better, okay? I'm sorry that our entire show is not premised on other men doing stuff and then talking about what they do. But Sean, why don't you fight me? Sean Ross Sapp, he challenges a lot of people to it. Maybe I should start at the beginning, Sam. Maybe I'm getting too far. But yeah, I am officially, since Sean Ross Sapp runs his fucking mouth all over Twitter saying that he'll fight people who he knows will not accept him on that offer. He recently offered somebody $40,000 to fight him. And he knew. And then there was like 20 people in the comments that were like, I'll fight you for that much money. Well, I don't even need that much money because this is a matter of honor, sir. You have besmirched the good name of the Whitfield Report, and we will not have that. So, if you're not willing to fight me, groomer. Oh, yeah, Sean Ross Sapp is a groomer, guys. Did you know that? Did everybody know that Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com is allegedly a groomer?
No, tell us more.
That's the allegation. He's a groomer. Because he's going after a man, Val Venus, Sean Morley. Those not familiar, he's a wrestler from the 90s. He had a porn star gimmick, was quite popular, and actually one of the better guys in the ring at the time. I remember his matches quite fondly because he made it look real. Straight up. And if you don't agree with that, fans are like, he's overrated. He always sucked. Go watch his matches. I just did recently. I was watching a whole run of like 90s Raw. His match with The Rock is phenomenal. And he won. And he became the Continental Champion. One of the better matches of that era. Or at least, underrated match. Anyway, Sean, Val Venus, uses that name commercially, and Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful has created a campaign to use his trademark, which they believe he doesn't own, okay, even though he got it from WWE in court. WWE doesn't fight him about owning that trademark, so I don't understand why they think they'll win this. But they used his name and they made it an anagram for some kind of transgender children's charity where they're raising money for trans surgery and puberty blockers for teenagers. So then that's why I say he's a groomer. He's raising money for sex changes for children.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Sounds logical to me.
That falls in...
Right.
Yep, that falls under the category in my book.
And people like him don't realize how many normal, not politically obsessed people would agree with that assessment. I think a lot of the transgender lobby, or whatever you want to call it, the trans rights movement, whatever the fuck you want to call it, they don't understand that normal people have a lot. When it comes to kids, even if they're like, yeah, you can be trans all you want. In fact, I love trans people. They're the best thing ever. I want 50 of them as friends. And then you'd be like, oh yeah, you want to start cutting the dicks off of little kids too? Because that's, we like to do that. And they'll be like, what? Get out of my house.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
Fuck with people's kids. They'll turn on a dime on you. I promise you. And so that's what Sean. So any parents out there, if you're a wrestling fan, I would advise to keep your kids off of Fightful. It seems like a toxic website that could potentially be harmful to their psychological development. But yes, I am issuing an open challenge. I will fight Sean Ross Sapp for the honor of this show. He will not accept that challenge because he's a giant fat pussy. And that's it. I will box you, sir. 6 rounds. You name the place. And in fact, I already got a trainer in mind who happens to live very close by in Rhode Island. Anybody that knows will know. So yeah, Sean Ross Sapp. Or maybe he'd prefer. I think he's an MMA guy. I think that's what the fight he's challenging to people in. That would be a worse idea for him to MMA fight me in my 250-pound, 6'5" frame. Would not be a good idea. So I'm actually giving Sean Ross Sapp the easy route to fight me. Right? Because I can only punch. I can't use my giant frame to squash him like a bug. But if you would prefer to do MMA, I'd be happy to squash him like a bug. But I have a feeling that he's one of those guys that goes around challenging people that he knows aren't going to accept. In fact, I know that's what he is. And so he will never accept this challenge. And so I'm basically just fucking stroking my own ego by even making it. But that's okay. Because then for the rest of eternity, just like Andrew Tate, who also rejected my fucking fight, I'm going to call him a pussy for the rest of eternity. Because he is. Fight me.
Yeah. Also, while we're criticizing internet people, Michael Francis, everyone asked my opinion on him. I was okay with the guy up until he had Andrew Tate on his stream.
Oh, and that's so cringe. Why? For what? What did you talk about?
Well, you know what?
No, wait, I got it, Sam. I got it, Sam. Nobody is better at fucking sex trafficking than the old school mafia. That's what they're talking about. I get it now. They got a lot in common, being that they're both fucking awful criminals.
Yeah.
Reformed in one case, maybe not the other. Is that yeah. I don't want to say Francis is currently a fucking criminal. And in fact, to be honest with you, I think he's a lot less of a criminal than his stories would suggest. I think a lot of that's a little bit played up. In fact, I think all of it's played up to a degree. But yeah, I don't want to say he's a criminal now. He was a criminal, and they would probably have that in common. They could talk about being criminals. Or, I don't know. What else would they talk about? What does a former mob guy have to talk with fucking Tate about?
I guess
being a manly man, maybe.
Yeah, I that, but like, what's?
You think he's going to talk to Andrew Tate about being manly?
That was the joke.
Yeah, I was going to say, you might as well talk to Nick Fuentes. No, wait. You know what? You talk to Richard Simmons. Wait, never mind. Too soon?
Never too soon.
Never too soon.
No. But no, that. So yeah, that is.
Chibi in chat says they're discussing cigars.
Probably.
Look, man, I love a fine cigar,
with or without the pussy smoke.
I love a good cigar. Okay. There's nothing gayer than two men discussing cigars on a podcast. That is the gayest thing I have ever heard.
And there are entire podcasts where that is the case.
I've been on a fucking cigar podcast years ago, and I said it was gay then. Because they were like, oh, what are you smoking this week? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, bro, that's fucking stupid. Let's just talk about other shit, please. This is so, like, yeah, let's all talk about the big brown fucking that we're putting in our mouths, dude. Just smoke the fucking cigar and enjoy it. Do you really need? Fuck's sake, bro.
No,
I roll a better cigar than any of them. That's why I don't have a lot to fucking talk about, because my cigars be fucking awesome. You know why? Because they're full of marijuana.
That is true. I can attest to like, I've never smoked one of Max's cigars, but I've seen them and they look good.
I've been rolling a lot. I was actually
fantastic.
I don't think I've told this story on the show before, but it's one of my favorites. I was working at the Wicked Wonka tour, which was Tech 9, Bone Thugs and Harmony, ICP, and the Cottonmouth Kings. Now, of those people, most people listening might be familiar with Bone Thugs, right? I was very fortunate to be chilling backstage, and Lazy Bone from Bone Thugs was rolling blunts, and I was just watching. I didn't know how to roll them because he asked me. He's like, "Hey, you want?" He had a pound of weed, Sam, on the table, and he's just rolling blunts. And he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna split them up after the fucking show, and everybody takes their own." And I was like, "Cool." And he's like, "I need some help." And he taught me how to roll, and I still roll them that same way to this day. So big shout out to Lazy Bone. One of the coolest motherfuckers in the world.
Well, you want to know what else is cool? Our sponsors for this week.
Yo!
US Comics.
Sick!
That's amazing.
Looking to help the next generation understand the famed U.S. Constitution. In this new 100-page graphic novel from U.S. Comics, you can find comic book format, the U.S. Constitution explained, amendment by amendment. This stunning graphic novel delves into the issues going on in going into each amendment, as well as the controversial issues of today. Top comic artists from U.S. Comics have created a graphic novel that is must-have for every classroom as well as every American family. Learn about the factors leading up to the establishment of the Bill of Rights, the Virginia Plan, states' rights, and how each amendment protects our freedoms and liberties. Find this and more exciting products at uscomics.com. And that actually...
That's the first sponsor I knew who they were, to be honest with you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, same here.
Same.
I mean, I could have done the 1775 coffee read again and made more money on that than Mersh, who, by the way, is...
Or Ralph, by the way. Ralph also fucked up the 1775 coffee read.
How do... Okay, like...
Because, Sam, they shit on the sponsor. We've been over that. They shit on the sponsor. Like, there's one fucking rule to this, is don't shit on the sponsor. Right? And they don't even have a reason to shit on some of this. Like, 1775. It's coffee, dude. Yeah, and if you haven't even tried the coffee, which in those cases they hadn't, it's like, what are you really even shitting on? You know? Like, and you can tastefully mock.
Shitting on getting paid.
You can tastefully make jokes out of an ad read that the sponsor will be okay with, but you do not shit on the product. That's the one rule.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Like this is one thing because Bill Burr, I know why they do it. It's because Bill Burr on his podcast mocks his sponsors.
Yeah, how many people listen to him?
And they still... Fair point.
A lot more.
Yeah.
He has more leeway, Mersh, because he has an audience.
Yeah.
Right? And the sponsors know that that's part of the bit because he's been doing it for, like, ever.
Yeah, Bill Burr, like, was the original comedy podcast. Like, he and Adam Carolla, like, and Pod Awful were all the, like, original OG comedy podcast.
Well, I would say Perry Caravello, but okay. I'll give you they were one of the bigger ones, but I always want to shout out to Perry. It's yes, that was their bit, and they they built that up at a time where you could shit on the sponsors because there wasn't many sponsors to go around, and it was a new medium that they were using, right? And so they got away with, hey, the sponsors might not have watched all the time, and so it became their shtick at a time where it could. You can't do that now.
Yeah.
Because your sponsor, like especially through this program, I know for a fact they watch the ads.
Yeah.
That's why they approve them.
Yeah.
It takes us a little bit of time after an ad read. And of course, it's not because of our ad reads. It's literally they need a person to look at it. We never shit on the sponsors. And my God, what a great sponsor to have today, by the way. US Comics, big shout out. They do some really cool shit. And I believe they're having a huge Comic-Con as well.
They are like you mentioned, you and I both know who they are. And so, yeah, when this popped up on my sponsor board, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to do that. So, also, by the way, speaking of books and authors, big shout out to all of the people who watched the Andrew Nelson podcast from last week. That was to help promote the Dogs of War, but it ended up being like, I thought we were going to talk about the Dogs of War a lot more than we did, but like that was one of our better interviews, I thought. And,
yeah, I'd love to have Andrew back anytime, and even despite at first kind of marking out, like, hey, I'm an actual fan of his work because I am, and everything I said on the show is true. I really love his version of New York. It has a personality to it. And if you're into police procedurals like that, a lot of his stuff is really fantastic for it. So, yeah, that's genuine from the heart, not just sucking up because he was a guest, but man, love to have him back anytime. It's amazing to me, Sam, that I can get a top cop, maybe not in 20 years, but he was a top cop, and sit down and talk. And when I talk about my views on police reform and criminal justice reform, we didn't really disagree on anything.
Right. That was, I was actually expecting more pushback from him on, and vice versa. I was expecting you to push back on him more than you did. Not in like a rude way, because neither of you guys are, but you guys,
you figure we come from exact polar opposite ends of that spectrum.
Yeah.
Right. I literally come from hanging with gangbangers and shit and criminals, and he's a top cop. So you would think, how do we meet in the middle? But the reality is that a lot of cops don't like a lot of things that go on, and that's exactly what he was expressing repeatedly. I highly recommend, audience, if you're interested in any of that kind of thing, it's a good interview to watch if you missed it.
Yeah, another thing too I want to address is people always ask, well, Sam, why are your podcasts 3 hours long sometimes? And it's because of that reason. There are certain issues, there are certain things and certain topics that you can't cover in just an hour or even 45 minutes.
An hour and a half to 2 hours.
To be fair, too, a lot of podcasts that do 1 hour shows are daily. We do a weekly show.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes there's the bonus Monday episode, not even every week, most weeks.
Yeah.
But generally the live show is once a week. And so, yeah, we shoot for 2 hours, but when we're having a conversation like that, what are we supposed to do? If you're one of those people who are asking why the show is that long, can I ask, if we're in the midst of a really interesting conversation, should we just call it because of time? Or could you just push the pause button and come back to it later?
Yeah. That's exactly like that's exactly like what the same thing with Joe Rogan. Like I used to like, I understand why people think that Rogan's podcast is too long, but by the same token, I also understand why Rogan has people. Well,
his podcast, yes, it's a podcast, but it's more akin to morning radio.
Yeah, it is.
And morning radio, the reason that they would like Howard Stern's show was like 5 hours. Alex Jones's show was 5 hours. Rush's show was 5 hours. Every day is because you're either on your way to work, you're at work. That's the fucking whole concept. It's something, it's background noise. That's why they're so long. We're not doing 5 hours a day. We're doing usually 2 hours a week.
Yeah.
I mean, even between all of our shows, you know, adding in bits and bones is usually what you guys are like an hour and a half.
Yeah, hour and a half.
The ladies of it, the sandwich makers who are killing all of us in the ratings, they do about hour and a half, 2 hours. We have a hard cutoff for that show. I think you guys do too on Bits and Bones, right, Mort?
Sorry, just blew out my ears. Usually about an hour and a half is the cutoff. Sometimes I'll go to 2, but very, very rarely.
But and we try not to take it too long here on this show. But when we have a guest as interesting as Andrew was, talking about stuff that we really care about, I don't get a chance to talk to him very often. So yeah, if we go an extra hour, like apologies, I guess, but I'm not really sorry. Again, come back to it.
Yeah.
We have
certain shows you don't want to cut. You just go as long as the guest wants to go.
And a lot of the shows this year, they're not time sensitive. That's another thing. Yeah. A lot of our shows have been evergreen content. Your interviews have been, it's not about the current news story of the week. We've moved away from that. We're going to have to move back into it because the events of the week are just becoming crazy. But we moved away from that on purpose because it's such a grind, not just for us, but for listeners. Well, who wants to talk about the gloom and doom all fucking day? And quite frankly, if that's you, I'm sorry, but I don't like to hang out with people like that.
Me either. And specifically, I know I brought this up, but like specifically in regards to like my interview with Karina Harney, she even mentioned that like when she had interviewed with like other news outlets, she told them their story, and they basically threw it in the trash because it didn't fit their narrative that Hugh Hefner was basically a Harvey Weinstein. And
or they take a couple things she said that they think they can spin badly or something like that, but they don't give her the platform like you did to just talk.
Yeah, and so I basically I just said, this is your platform, just say what you need to say, and boy did she have a lot to say. So
also, full fucking disclosure on this kind of thing. We have been very open, at least behind the scenes, of the idea of having even a leftist come on the show and chat.
Yeah.
I love it.
We'd have to find one that would be willing to do so. Let's
do this.
But, no.
I don't want them to come on. No, debate me, bro. It's debate. I'd like to talk.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is like I've actually as much as more shits on the Krasinski's, which is hilarious. I also know Morley's well enough to know that I don't want to speak for more of this because as a fellow base cripple man, I do get sick of people speaking for the disabled. But I will say that like I think Moore's problem isn't that the Krasinski's are leftists, it's that they're disingenuous and they don't have any.
That's exactly my issue because they never interact with somebody in good faith. At least I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I have on a few occasions, and it was Sam, and I gave them the benefit of the doubt, and they've gotten worse since then.
Yeah, they interact. They were nice to me one time, but but then like I told you, Max, they actually booted me off their Hangouts because I
just recently.
Yeah, because I started to call Kamala out on her atrocious record of logging.
What do you mean, Sam? You're not part of White Dudes for Harris.
Oh god. So,
we're going to start white cripples for Harris.
so I can't figure out if that's a real thing or if that's a parody.
I
These
think they're
days-
close, Mort, but it should be cripples for Trump. That would be even funnier.
Okay,
And it's just you guys. It's just you and him.
that's fine.
Yeah. Let's unironically start that though. So
I think there'd probably be a lot of other base cripple men out there that might join up, to be honest. Now that I'm thinking about it.
well, niggas for Trump is a real thing. And yes, I'm saying it because like that's what's on the shirt. There.
Yeah, I mean, I used to share that like the shit that they would post all the time in chat for like the last year, right? You've seen some of the crazy shit I've gotten off of that Twitter. It's great.
My favorite account is on Twitter has always been Trump history, where it's just photoshops of Donald Trump like teaching like Michael Jackson how to moonwalk. And
I'd also I'd like to give kind of a shout out to since we're talking about good Twitter accounts, Philip Anderson.
oh yeah,
At vote Harris out.
Yep.
Has really been on fire from the black perspective. And I hate to say, but I agree with one of his major criticisms. He's a Trump supporter, of course, but I agree with one of his major criticisms of Trump, and that's the use of the term police immunity so often. First of all, what he means, I understand what he means, but the messaging is lost on a lot of people because they don't understand that he means qualified immunity.
right.
And they don't even understand what that means, right? This is something maybe I should have talked to Andrew about. Of course, qualified immunity is a pretty hot button topic for cops. And I, by the way, Sam, I'm not a person that says get rid of it.
Right.
I absolutely think without qualified immunity, police could not do anything because everything they do could be classed as a crime. Okay? Assault is unwanted touching. Is arresting somebody not assault?
Yeah, under that definition,
That's the only definition under the law, Sam. Assault is unwanted touching, period. So, yeah, every time they arrest somebody, that's assault. But because it's in the course of duty, and everybody agrees this is, well, most people agree this is a duty or service that is necessary for a civilization. I guess Antifa doesn't believe that, but whatever. Most people agree cops arresting people is important to the function of society. If you get rid of qualified immunity, then every time a cop arrests somebody, they would have to be arrested for assault. And then that guy would be arrested for assault. And then that guy would be arrested for assault. And then that on and on forever because that's dumb. There's a million other reasons, but that's why it's called qualified immunity. I wish Trump would use that term because the idea, he keeps saying police immunity. No, police do not need to be immune. They get away. The bad cops get away with enough. And even Andrew agreed with me on that.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
But qualified immunity, this is a thing the left wants to get rid of. We cannot get rid of that because then we will have no policing. So it's a tricky topic. And it's also tricky to take a somewhat balanced stance like I just did, right? Because everybody's in a rush to jump to one side or the other these days for clicks. But the truth of the matter is we both need qualified immunity, but maybe there's too much of it. I would definitely argue there's a little too much. There's certain things that police shouldn't be allowed to do, but to get rid of it entirely is insane to me.
Yeah, here was my big takeaway from that interview that we did with Andrew. I think that rather than discussing because what I've noticed is there are two extremes that are very vocal, right? You have the defund the police crowd, which just completely wants to get rid of cops, and then you have the other
which
extreme.
Kamala is part of.
Yeah, and then you have the other extreme, which is the cops do no wrong.
Yeah.
And
He's a cop sucker.
Right.
Because and cops know about those people. Like cops don't necessarily all love those people.
Right. No, that's the other thing. So my thing though is if we get someone, I'm just going to use Andrew as an example. If we were to get someone like Andrew in a room with, like, let's say a reformed gangbanger or something like that, someone who has legitimate like beef with the police, but is also like kind of like trying to put their life together, and we put those two people together in a room, that would be a much more productive conversation on like how to deal with police and and like gang relations, rather than this like really
Which is
broad brush.
exactly what that conversation was too, right? Because I am that guy.
Yeah.
I'm from the streets. I might not have the criminal record, right? But a lot of my best friends in life to this day are gangbangers, right? And I make no apologies for that. And look, if you come from certain places, it's the easy route to go. But yeah, we did have a top cop and a police accountability activist, and I made full disclosure that that's what I am. And we had more agreement than I ever dreamed, actually. He really didn't, he didn't have much dispute with what I say. But that, again, I think that's because I'm not saying get rid of cops because that's insanity.
Yeah,
I'm not a fucking anarchist or whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Sorry, also, libertarians, we're not anarchists. I know.
Yeah, I also think it's insane to say. I also think it's insane, and I'm someone who's been very pro cop, but I think it's insane to say that like police corruption doesn't exist, because if you give any body of authority too much power, there will be corruption. That's just human nature. That's just human nature.
If you give fucking one crackhead out of a fucking, like a homeless encampment, $100, you'll find corruption. Like corruption, like the littlest bit of power can make somebody go full corrupt. The littlest, tiniest. Look, man, the governor's got given the supposed authority to like make COVID related adjustments to our life, right? And what did they do? We're gonna arrest you for going to the park with your kid. Like, yeah, the littlest bit of power, and they turn into petty. Remember the Jewish kids in New York City that like would cut the fucking chains off the gate? Am I the only one? There's a bunch of Jewish kids.
I remember.
But they got locked out of the park, and then you see full Orthodox Jews with the fucking the whole getup. They cut the fucking thing, and they're like, "Yeah, bitch!" I was like, "Yeah, those are my heroes right there. I love those guys." Based.
Yep. Extremely based.
Become ungovernable.
Speaking of corruption and too much authority, Moore actually brought us this story from earlier in the week. So let me share. Okay, so this is from Forbes. We won't read the entire article, but did Facebook and Google censor Trump's assassination attempt photo? Here's what really happened. Well, I mean, this brings up a whole nother thing, which is
Meta
like,
admitted to it, so
yeah, Meta admitted to it. Also, Meta is also, and this is kind of what I wanted to bring up. There are reports that Meta is inflating their user base.
Shocker.
Too, which I'd like to bring this up, and I'm sure.
How dare people question the integrity of big tech companies that are unaccountable to anybody but themselves?
Yeah. So my proposal is, well, if Meta is supposedly inflating their user numbers, then why aren't they investigated by the FTC? Because this was a big thing for Rumble, right? Rumble was basically accused of.
Oh,
Oh,
speaking of that,
how did that turn out, Sam?
Meta apparently owes advertisers like something like $8 million or something. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, never mind. I lost it.
Well, I mean, basically.
Also, place an ice cube on a burger when grilling. Here's why. Gotta love Forbes. Oh, multiple of that same ad, huh? That's great.
Number one senior pro. Yeah, people think that the ads on Rumble are bad, and some of them kind are, that like the pre-roll ads, but like these types of stupid ads are everywhere on the internet too.
Not if you use a proper ad blocker, my friend.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one. Anyway, though, yeah, basically, Meta admitted to censoring Trump's assassination attempts.
No, they didn't. They said it was an error. They said it was a mistake. They didn't admit to it. They were like, "Oops, our bad. Oops, we got caught. Oh, sorry."
Somehow these mistakes always go in one direction and one direction only.
Yep. I love how
I think they just got caught trying to pretend that it didn't happen. I'm pretty sure they thought. I think the Democrats' brains are so broken by everything that's gone on that they actually thought that they could just be like, yeah, we'll just pretend it never happened.
I love how they're somehow. I love how they're somehow blaming Elon Musk for this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, all the articles I saw earlier today were like, Elon Musk accuses Facebook. And it's like, well, no, I mean, a million other people did. And then Elon was like, wow, this would be messed up if it's true.
Yeah. Well, that's just like on the flip side, like all the right wingers are like, Mark Zuckerberg endorses Donald Trump, and in reality, in reality, all Mark Zuckerberg said was, "Dag, Trump like fist pumping in the air after like, getting shot at. That was kind of badass. I have to admit that
wasn't an endorsement. It was just like an admission of like, yeah, bro, that was pretty fucking crazy, huh? Wow.
Yeah, and I mean that was.
And it was so good for his image, man. Hey, let's pretend that never happened. Go tell the AI to pretend that never happened.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm directly blaming Zuckerberg. I'm sure it wasn't like people working at Facebook, especially considering he has not. This is the funniest part. He actually has nothing to do with Facebook because that part of the business bored the fuck out of him years ago. He mostly works on the Oculus shit because that's what he's into. And you know what? When you're the multi-billionaire owner and founder of a company like that, you can do that. Delegate Facebook and Insta to fucking and WhatsApp to somebody else, right?
That is true, Max. But as you say, the buck always stops with
when it's this big of a fuck up, he's gonna be the one going in front of. Make no mistake, he's gonna get called in front of Congress if we get a favorable Congress, of course. Yeah. But yeah, like they will absolutely call him out for it because it's his company. But I do think that this is one of those cases of he probably didn't have a direct hand in it, but I don't think he would be too upset either because he's been known to do this shit himself for years.
And then we'll get the same answers from Zuckerberg that we got from Jack.
Big shout out Apex.
I wasn't aware.
Speaking of accountability and shout-outs and whatnot, let's do this again. It's time to say goodbye to Starbucks and say hello to Rumble's 1775 coffee. Unlike other brands, this is a coffee that backs free speech and is unapologetic about it. Visit 1775.com and use promo code STUDIO40 to get 40% off any coffee subscription. This coffee comes in medium and dark roast. It also comes in peaberry, which is similar to Kona coffee, which is pretty delicious. In other words, this stuff is premium. Just like the Whitfield Report is a premium show, folks. Click the link in the live chat or the description. You can also go directly to 1775.com and use the promo code STUDIO40 to get 40% off today. Morpheus should also use this promo code. And see,
Morpheus probably will sometime this week.
that merch is how you do the 1775 promo 3 weeks in a row. And
check it out, Sam. And then this is the part where you riff about the ad, right? But instead of shitting on the sponsor, right, you make jokes about coffee, you know? Like, I don't know what peaberry is, but I'm willing to try it. Or something like, you know, you just have a conversation about the ad that's not actually from the script, right?
Yeah.
And you don't shit on the sponsor. It's sad that we're going to have to give lessons to people, but I mean, that's how it is. We should start charging them for our services in instructing them on how to do an ad read. I think it should cost them all of their ad revenue.
All you have to do is not be a fucking moron.
I agree. I agree. I think that's a fair price.
Yeah.
So,
see, anybody gets rejected from the ad read, right? They should just give you that money, and then we'll run a little class on how to do ad reads.
Yeah,
oh my God. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do like an instructional video, like how to do an ad read and not look like a retard.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's face it, Max. If you combine your experience and my experience, we have like 40 fucking years.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like, that's the funny thing is they say, oh, well, it's the big hairy guy and the wheelchair guy. Yeah, but also literally almost 50 years worth of experience between the three people on the show right now.
All three of us have fucking experience, assholes.
Yeah. In audio, in radio, in advertising, like, yeah, we actually know what we're fucking talking about. We do this, like, this is, I mean, we'd love to make it a bigger thing and make even a career path out of it, but as of now, it's always been a hobby.
Yeah, it's just now we can make some money at it, and yeah, it might not be that much money for us, but like, Merch is claiming that he makes like 400. That he could potentially make like $400 per ad read, and if that's true, why are you making fun of the sponsor if there's that much money on the table, right? Like, if we were making if we had like if we were making like $50 per ad read, even, like, we best not be fucking anything up. So,
well, and of course, my primary goal here is not money anyway. Like, you know, it's more than that. Like, you know, right to offend. It's literally wasn't the primary goal to be profitable because I knew that wouldn't happen right away. The primary goal is to get, you know, our voices out there and to promote free speech. And yeah, a little bit of the Natural Law Institute. Maybe that's not everybody's jam, but hey, check out, I haven't said it today, Kurt Doolittle. Check out the Natural Law Institute. Easiest place to find them is on Twitter X at Kurt Doolittle.
Yeah. Apex wants to know if he can read some ads on your how to. Yeah,
oh my God, yeah. Like, not then we could tell not only how to do the ad read properly, like technically, but also how to add a little flair to it, because there's a man who knows how to read some shit without sounding like I am just reading off of a screen. Also, you don't do that, Sam, and that, that it's really not hard, right? To just read it like it's a script and not a 5th grade read out loud to the class assignment or something.
Yeah, and it's also like, again, like you said, you can riff about the sponsor without like shitting on them.
I think there's and a lot of the wrestling heads are gonna hate me for this, but there's a great personality in wrestling when it comes to ad reads. If you listen to Jim Cornette's podcast, his ad reads are so good, I listen to them. I don't skip them because they're fucking hilarious, and he doesn't shit on the sponsor, or he does it in such a way that they couldn't be mad anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you just like your coffee is fucking shitty, and I don't like this website, I think they owe me money, and I don't like the CEO, and this coffee probably not good anyway. I haven't tried it, and they're paying me all this money to say it's good, but it's probably not good. Yeah, I'm gonna pay that guy, huh?
Fuck you,
I'm the fucking guy
Neanderthal.
deciding, and I'm like, yeah, this guy, totally. Don't buy this fucking coffee. It's like, come on, dude. Yes, I fully look. I am 100% admitting that I think I've admitted this last time you did the read. I drink swill. I drink the cheapest shit at Walmart in a percolator with I got it right here. Plain powdered dairy creamer from Walmart. My taste in coffee, really low end.
Of the three of us, I'm the most likely to get 1775 coffee.
Yeah, which is exactly what I said at the end there, that Mort would be the one to use the. They should just rename our promo code to promo code Morpheus. That would be the most appropriate promo code for us, especially since
my favorite part is that we now have 2 coffee sponsors on the network, because you're doing the 1775 coffee, and of course, famously, Core is all about his coffee brand coffee, and he even has his own promo code.
Oh yeah, that's right. So RTO is sponsored by Not Run. We're being paid by not 1 but 2 coffee sponsors here on Right to Offend Media.
That's right. And US Comics. I mean, that's fucking dope. And some hemorrhoid pills, which again, see, they made an ad that made fun of itself, and he couldn't even do that.
That was hilarious.
Yeah,
they made so many jokes in that ad that it's legitimately funny just to read live with the co-host like you did, so that I can giggle. And I know that's why they wrote it, and that's why wait, Sam, did you get approved for all those ad reads?
Yeah, I
thought Rumble doesn't approve ad reads ever for anybody. The Merch said so.
I made like close to 25.
Are you calling Merch a liar?
Well,
big think.
Yeah. Well, again, he does claim that he'd be ripped by August, and like I said at the beginning of the show, I've been in physical therapy, and I am pretty much ripped. And it's July 31st when we're recording this, so it's not even August yet. And
I'm in the shape of my life. Actually, I am in better shape than I was when I was 20.
Dude, you've told me that you've been walking everywhere, literally.
Yeah. Of course, I don't want to get too much into it. It's her story to tell. My wife, if you listen to the last Sandwich Makers podcast, she explains, but we had a medical emergency, and, generally I walk everywhere, and the hospital is a good 5.5 miles away. So I was making 2 or 3 trips to and from the hospital every day. So walking, I think in the total of like the week and a half that everything happened, my phone told me that I was walking. I walked 217 miles last week. which is about triple my normal output. But I feel great. I do feel good. And if anybody's concerned, yes, Maxine is doing really well now. Her recovery is coming better than we had even thought. And thank you to everybody for their thoughts, prayers, and kind words.
That was a really good and honestly like really heartfelt show that the Sandwich Makers did last week.
I thought it was really funny. Like, yeah, she obviously told her story, but I thought, man, we all missed Penn. Of course, she had obligations this week, but man, Chibi and my wife had a good time, and it was a fun show, and you guys should check it out. Sandwich Makers broadcast here on Rumble. Check them out on X at Sandwich Makers Broadcast. But yes, so it's been a rough week, Sam. I kind of keep a lot of it to myself, but since she said it publicly, yeah, we had a medical emergency, and it was really tough, but I got through it. She's doing real well. My son, it was tough on him. Mom's in the hospital, and he's like, he actually he decided that the doctors must have kidnapped her, right? Because why else would mom not be coming home? And so he was trying to like convince me to round up a posse, and we were going to go spring mom out and get the bad doctors. So I had to spend the week trying to, nobody, they're actually the good guys, and mom wants to be here. And he's like, no, why would she want to be in the hospital? That doesn't make sense, Dad. And I'm like, he's got a point. It doesn't make sense that you would want to be in a hospital, but sometimes, I'm glad that she got the opportunity to kind of tell her story. It did make her feel better, and thank you to everybody who listened. And but I would say the thing was more memorable for that show for me was how fucking funny it was. So yeah, that was a good time, and shout out to the Sandwich Makers. But yeah, I'm tired. I'm beaten down. But first thing in the morning, Sam, I'm getting out there, and I already got my music picked out. I got some Hate Breed going. I'm gonna be like, live for this, like a maniac. Yeah. I talked about Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful and like the tongue-in-cheek kind of challenge, but Sam, I actually want to step in the ring again. I'm dead serious about that. And so I'm probably going to start training very hardcore for a boxing fight. Amateur, of course. I'm nowhere near pro. I'm 40 years old. I just want to do it.
Nice. Well, one thing that actually did kind
Apex asked if he could hop in. You better give him a link, motherfucker. Let's go.
I'm pretty sure he's in the chat.
Jump right in, sir.
Apex, I think you should still be in the X group chat. I think if you're not, I can just DM you the
just
link.
DM one real quick. But yeah. So yeah, I do want to try and get to some serious fight training. I haven't been in a fight, an organized fight of any kind, amateur or pro, since I was 21. And that was because I had a run of concussions. I'm not gonna lie. That shit sucks, bro. But I don't think I don't plan on making a career of it. I just want one more fight. I want to go out on my terms.
Sure. I think
the toughest part's going to be finding somebody to fight because I'm 6'5". So there's limited amateurs who are going to be like a physical match for me and not be a joke fight. It would actually be tough to find somebody. So
yeah, no, that would be that would be tough. I mean, especially since like, well, I mean,
he says he didn't want to pop in unannounced. Motherfucker, pop in unannounced. Jesus, you're one of the crew, bro. If you ever want to come in, come in.
Yeah, you're one of the OGs, Apex. You're more. You're more
I know,
than
man, but
welcome.
y'all got your own thing going on, man, and I just kind of kick the door in sometimes, and sometimes I'm drunk.
Kick that shit
sometimes
in.
You're
And we love it.
Apex.
The
You're
fucking
like
chat loves it too. Like, let's go.
you're like our version of the Kool-Aid Man. You just pop up and say,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So
How you been, sir?
I'm
What-
all right, fellas. How you guys doing? Yeah, I checked out the show last week with that gentleman whose name I can't remember. That was
Andrew
fun.
Andrew Nelson, yeah.
Andrew Nelson. Yeah, that was a great show, guys. That was the other thing is like I don't keep up with what you guys have got going on, so I don't know. I just try to be polite, man. I'm not trying to. I don't know. I think
You're always one of the fucking OGs around here.
yeah,
You family.
you're yeah. I mean,
love you guys, and I genuinely miss you when I spend too long without sitting in front of this fucking microphone looking at your faces. So I'm happy to be here.
we
H to BH, motherfucker. Yes.
yeah. No, what's funny though is that interview with Andrew was pretty like spur of the moment too. Like I had invited him on like earlier that day because I had asked for someone who was like a security expert to come on to talk about the Trump thing, and he actually DM'd me and volunteered. So I said yes. And so we talked about that, and then it just became a conversation about like everything police related, basically. Because
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wasn't able. I'll admit I wasn't able to listen to the whole show because I was at work when it started. But I know you guys saw me pop into chat.
yeah,
And I was actually plucking at the guitar, with listening to you guys in the background. So it was very natural. It was good. It was a good show. That's what I mean. It was. Nothing seems forced,
We talk. I was surprised how like openly the dialogue went with me because I'm kind of anti-cop in a lot of ways, or at least pro accountability or whatever. How much he agreed with me was actually kind of wild to me, and yeah, I think we can. This is the thing: is like all this toxic fucking online behavior. We can still have conversations. I think that we just need to start doing it and stop engaging in that bullshit, and more people will be. I don't know.
yeah.
People just like the bullshit mudslinging. I don't know.
I hate to use this term, but the word keyboard warrior is real because that's what a lot of this stuff is. It's just people exchanging insults with each other online. And
that's what the Sean Ross Sapp thing is, right? Like, I don't know that fucking guy. I just know that he said this is a shitty show, and he challenges people to fights, and he's some little nerd. So I'm gonna, for my own entertainment and hopefully the entertainment of the audience, gonna challenge him to a fight. So that's the fight I want, Sam. If I'm coming back to fighting, I want to beat Sean Ross Sapp's ass because he called this show shitty.
I don't know who this guy is, but if he's too far. If he's
quote unquote wrestling journalist.
Journalist.
If he's too much of a pipsqueak and too far under your weight class, I'm close to your height, but I'm a skinny little bitch, and I'm happy to fight this man on camera for the honor of Sammy and the show as well. So,
I want to see the boyfriends fight.
Yeah, he's the guy that he challenges all these like internet nerds who he picks the ones he knows will like reject him and says, "You'll fight me for 40 grand." And of course, anybody, how that goes because everybody else is in the comments like, "I'll fight you for 40 grand." And he's like, "No, just that guy," and he won't do it.
Yeah. I mean, that shit goes back to fucking Tonka. Tonka saw. What I mean? There's many such cases over the short history of social media and the internet in general. You know what I mean? Like there's been a few cases where people talk shit and they're like, "Fuck you, let's go," and then they go. They meet up. It usually isn't a huge ordeal, but there's some cases of it. Then you get occasions like supposed content creator fat piece of shit extraordinaire who runs into an opportunity to fight another way more famous person on the street of his own city. And as opposed to, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. I'll throw the boxing gloves on and make some content. You slap your belly like a fucking seal and you go, yep, I'm fat. And then you spend the next 5 years pretending like you would have actually fought that dude.
This is Tampa, bro.
A hypothetical situation like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, precisely.
Nothing specific,
Right.
Yeah, I love how you also can't fight because there may be cops in the area. We don't know, but there might have been cops in the.
But and in terms of Sean Ross Sapp, he's challenging people to a legitimate fight, right? And so I say boxing. I think he prefers MMA. That would, if he were to literally accept an MMA fight with me, that would be way worse for him than boxing.
So much worse for him.
Yeah, because I'm so huge and he's like a normal height guy. So like that would, like, he would want to box. Trust me, you would want to box me, not let me wrestle you. It's like, but so I'm talking about a legitimate fight, and he's not going to accept. He's going to ignore it. He's going to pretend he doesn't fucking see it, even though I'm going to make sure he does. And that's fine. That's fine. Because I am going to get back in the ring one way or the other. I do have to go through the protocol, medical stuff, particularly for concussion. My heart's fine. I got the go ahead on that. But I do want to do concussion protocols before I step in a ring. If I don't pass that, I ain't stepping in any ring. And I have had quite a few concussions when I fought before, so I might not. But I do want to get into an actual boxing ring and actually fight somebody. I'm not doing the internet tough guy shtick, and I probably won't even publicize it. It'll probably just be I go to the local gym and fight a guy,
Yeah, there's the fact of the matter is, it is actually genuinely deeply fulfilling to get into a ring with another human being and you mutually engage in combat with the attempt to win without trying to truly hurt each other. Sometimes that sneaks in there, but I'm with you, man. It's especially the older we get, we fucking.
That's what I did. That's all I was a fighter, And so, like, it's been so long. I'm 40, and I just feel like maybe it's just proving something. Maybe it's the midlife crisis, but hey, there's worse things than fucking getting in one boxing match.
Well, and I mean, I think just boxing as exercise is actually a really good idea. There's headgear, there's big gloves, you have.
Yes, I'm doing an amateur fight, to be clear, so there will be headgear.
Right. I mean, but you get a good training partner, somebody you can click with, and you guys can go fucking round for round swinging without really hurting each other. And it's crazy good exercise, both mental and physical. You know what I mean? So I'm on board with that 100%.
Yeah. So obviously if this fucking asshole would accept my fight, I would publicize the shit out of it. Right. But if I'm just going to do, an amateur fight for my own self, I might show you guys a video after on the show or something, but I don't plan on it's gonna be a big fight, everybody show up, because I'll probably lose. Which sucks because I am currently undefeated.
Yeah. Well, I mean, truth be told, I really wish that we could lean into I wish we were missing as many brain cells as so many people that trounce around on the internet, and we were able to just turn off that part of our brain that's normal human being shit, and we could just really call this fucking dude out, make some promo training videos, calling that dude's, tag him fucking everywhere, make it happen, because that people do that shit all the time.
The one good thing from my little shit talk earlier is I'm gonna use that to get Val Venus to come on. He already agreed, but it's perfect, right? Because it all stems from this guy trying to steal his name to make it about a trans charity. That's what it is. So this journalist had made a charity and called it Val Venus, and it promotes puberty blockers and trans surgery to teenagers.
Ooh, Keffels. Some Keffels shit. Yeah.
And then on top of that, They claim that he doesn't own the trademark, and he said, "I'm gonna sue you."
Oh.
And I believe he will, because the one thing, see, I just mentioned 6-0 is not exactly the most a great undefeated record, but I was undefeated. But you know who else is undefeated? Val Venus in court.
Yeah.
He's beat drug charges. He beats traffic tickets. He's won lawsuits. Like, dude in court is actually, and he represents himself. And I know people are like, "Oh, well, the guy who represents himself has a fool for a client." Not if he wins.
No, not if he wins, and not if he continues to win. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that'll be fun. We'll have Val come on. He planned on coming on eventually anyway. We can shit on this fucking guy because he's been at war with this guy forever. A guy calls a guy what is it, the Pillsbury Doughboy or whatever, because Val's in goddamn phenomenal shape for like a 50-year-old man. Jesus.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You don't want to fight Val, I'll tell you that, because I probably wouldn't either. But he can fight me.
Look, at this point in time, as I'm pushing 40 years old, I would do just about anything for the right amount of money. I don't give a fuck. I just want a house in a garage, man.
Especially in this economy, right?
Yeah. Speaking of economies and whatnot, Apex, what do you make of the fact that like a lot of stuff has happened since the last time you were here? So like, Biden is no longer running, and for all we know, he may no longer be president. Actually, because we don't know.
It's weird, right? It's
Has
weird,
anybody-
right? The Democrats and the whole left side of the aisle for the last fucking 8 years basically has been screaming about coups and about
Saving democracy.
And I mean, we all knew that Biden's been a puppet. That's usually, I mean, most presidents are. That's just kind of how the shit works. They're mostly puppets. That's why they all say shit until they say they're going to do things until they get into office, and then the powers that be say no, we're doing this, and you're just going to go out in public and say this is what we're doing,
right?
Or not?
Oh,
whatever.
can you write policy papers? Can you write legal papers? No. Well, then we're going to do that, and you're going to do what we say.
Yeah, we need your signature on this piece of paper right here, sir. So oh fuck, what was the question?
my question is what do you think of like the
oh right
show?
The Biden shit. Well, I do think I genuinely find it fascinating because it's literally a coup. Like it's as much of a coup as it could be by definition.
Legal coup, sure. The thing I mentioned previously that's kind of important, when they made that switch, they only had like a week and a half to 2 weeks because the DNC convention's coming up, and you can't make that switch afterwards.
Yep.
So they literally, Obama came in and, allegedly the story is he threatened Joe and said, look, Kamala's given me approval to 25th Amendment you're either going to drop out of the race or we're going to take you out of office. That's what's being reported anyway. And that's a coup. Do the Democrats have the right to do that? Yes. Should their voters be happy about it? I don't think so.
Well, from what I understand, they've literally got rid of the electoral process entirely for the Democratic electorate.
So the electorates are all of them right now are pledged to Joe Biden, but they know that the roll call is now going to be open because he's dropped out. So allegedly, and this is an important thing, I think, Kamala's going to have enough delegate votes to get the nomination, no problem. The problem with that is the ones that don't choose to vote for her still get an open mic, and many of them are young and they're activists, and they get an open mic in front of half of the country.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't pass that first roll call, all hell breaks loose, and they vote again and again and again until somebody wins.
Let me give you my short answer, Sammy. Sorry to cut you off real quick. What I genuinely think is one of two possibilities. and I feel pretty strongly about it. It's the Kamala thing is a fucking plane on fire. The whole shit is on its way down, and they are, this is all fluff.
Yeah.
No,
but
you're just
Kamala,
weird.
Now Kamala 100% has all of the huge entertainment names. The Taylor Swift show is coming. Her appearance at a Taylor Swift show. She's got all the fucking Cardi B and all these other people. All those people are going to line the fuck up to
Jack
endorse
Black and freaks.
Yeah. Now it's going to go spectacularly well, or it's going to crash and burn, as it's going to continue on the trajectory it's been under Biden. It's just going to be more funny and entertaining and spectacular because there's going to be a lot of people flailing as it happens. But I genuinely I don't want to say worried, because I don't really give a fuck, honestly. At this point, I don't give a fuck. I think, I don't know. My gut tells me.
Well, I get you on that. It's like one outcome is better for you, but you'll deal with either one, right? Because that's where I'm at.
What the fuck choice do we have?
Yeah,
sure, I can fucking vote. I did last time too, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think it's all a fucking farce, and I think the best case scenario is the more of the farce that gets destroyed, gets dismantled for in the perception of the general population, the better. The more fucked up this all gets and draws more normal people to be like, hold on, what? What's going on here? Because again, most people don't give a fuck.
Anecdotally, I'm seeing that, right? I'm seeing people that were unengaged entirely, or tacitly on the left, right? They vote Democrat maybe, but that's because they don't really look into it, kind of person. These people are coming to me and asking me questions now. They're like,
yeah,
wait, was it always like this? Wait, was the media always lying like this?
Yeah. What do you think, Sammy? What's your vibe? What do you
Well, my whole take on this is, and I've even talked to a few Democrat friends on this, who, because my whole thing, and I've asked even all my Democrat friends, I'm like, it is it's weird to me that Kamala back in 2020 during the Democrat primary, she really didn't even qualify. She got taken out behind the woodshed by Tulsi Gabbard during that
fantastic.
During that first,
she got what was it, after the Tulsi thing? They had the first primary there in Iowa, or the caucus, and she got less than 1% and dropped out.
So she got less than. So my question to all my
and just to be clear, she got less than 1% when her competition was Joe Biden, but also Marianne Williamson, Pete Buttigieg. She did worse than them.
Yeah.
That's Sammy.
So my question to all my Democrat, friends and family members are, you expect me to believe that this is somehow the most qualified person to be running for president now? Because that's what we're being sold, that Kamala is somehow magical. They're really trying to actively scrub all her weird gaffes and
weird
bullshit.
Tupac.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite living rapper, Kamala?
I loved Snoop Dogg in 1978, dog.
No, you guys have seen that, right? When she was asked who her favorite living rapper was, and she said Tupac.
Well, the other one was that I was referencing is they were asking her about smoking weed, and she's like, "Yeah, I used to smoke weed and listen to Snoop Dogg and Tupac when I was in college in 1978."
Yeah, right. Long before Snoop Dogg. Yeah, right. You know how I get down at the cookout? Shut up, bitch.
Yeah.
Well,
we loved ourselves some Tupac in fucking 1835,
Well, and
going to interrupt you real quick. The answer that I keep getting from people about Kamala being qualified is, but she's the VP. How isn't she qualified?
Yeah, it's crazy how fucking how how fucking stupid people are and how quickly they can do the mental gymnastics and put up walls in their brains and forget
Okay.
shit that they argued a year ago or 2 years ago or even
Fuck, a month ago.
I mean, yeah, you
Yeah.
guys, it doesn't even have to be political. You guys know people like this and you've had these arguments and conversations before, often with your spouse or best friends. You're like, you know, you just had this conversation. You just said the opposite of what the fuck you're saying now.
Yeah.
How can you and then, you know, again, the bridging and the gymnastics that they tend to do, it's fascinating. It's fucking scary sometimes. Again, I don't think the
Well, I mean, serial killers can justify themselves. Anybody can, right?
sure 100%. Yeah, I mean,
Nobody's the villain in their own story for the most part.
Well, and then I brought up the fact that like Kamala Harris admitted that she's never been to Europe, right? And how objectively like that's kind of a red flag. If you're dealing with like any foreign policy or something. And like
I don't know, Sam. I might consider that a pro. I'm a little biased against Euros though, so it's fine.
I get what you're saying, but like
Yeah, literally joking though. I don't obviously think it's a good thing. No, she should have foreign. And the other thing you mentioned, their claim of her experience, or I think Apex did, somebody did, is that she's VP, and it's like, okay, well then Trump has more experience. One, he was the actual president. Two, he served a full term. She has not yet.
Yeah.
So if that's the basis of it, okay. A lot of times I do hear that she served in the Senate, and they're like, well, she's more experienced. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. Experienced in government? Well, legislative is not the same as executive, for one.
Separate branches for a reason, bitch.
Yeah, they work completely different. And then two, okay, so Donald Trump doesn't have any experience in a different field. Kind of like she has experience in a different field of legislation as opposed to being an executive. And also, who has more experience being an executive than Donald Trump?
Right.
He's the guy until he ran for president. If you asked any normal American what they picture a CEO as, he was the guy.
Dude,
That's why he had that show.
He was rap's favorite white nigga for fucking like decades, man. How many?
Yeah.
I would actually love to see a breakdown of how many rappers use him as a positive lyric in their rhyme schemes. You know what I mean? To talk about how fucking rich they are, how baller they are, how boss they are, how top of the fucking this, that, or the other they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and some of them haven't fucking changed at all. Lil Wayne is actually a big Trump supporter. You would be after he fucking pardoned you, right?
Yeah. Well,
and Kodak Black, Lil Pump. Some really mainstream rappers are still like, yeah, Trump's the man.
Oh man, who's the other one? There was a bigger one.
Kid Rock, obviously, but
no, the big rapper, some big
50 Cent.
50?
No, god damn it. I'm blanking it now, but whatever. The point is,
everybody I mentioned endorsed Trump so far, so there's
so many like black people and hip hop artists that he's like done favors for. It's kind of hard to remember which one's which.
Right.
But no, he pardoned somebody. I thought he got arrested somewhere in like Russia or not, maybe not Russia, but somewhere like overseas that he like negotiated a deal for. Fuck, who the fuck was that? Anyway, the point is Trump hates black people, and it's clear. You know, it's obvious he hates fucking black people.
Yeah, he's he only freed Lil Wayne and Kodak Black and all these other, freeing Lil Wayne, by the way. Some people actually oppose that. Here's my retort. If you see me with a limp, that's my gun walk. Like, fuck you and your gun laws. Yeah. Oh, he fucking owned a firearm as a felon, and that's the worst thing ever. Fuck you. I don't believe in that, and I believe his pardon was absolutely just. And by the way, any other person whose only crime is being a felon in possession of a weapon, I think they should be freed too. I think felons should have a right to the Second Amendment like everybody else.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And that one is hugely unpopular with some of the more like neocon.
They didn't like Trump pardoning Lil Wayne in particular. And it's like, well, he didn't care. He did it anyway. Fuck him.
Yeah. Well,
and now it's paid dividends for him because now Lil Wayne, my favorite Lil Wayne like pro-Trump post ever was when Joe Biden tweeted, "I'm sick," and he reposted it and he put, "Motherfucker, I'm ill."
Well, I also like the one thing I don't the thing I've saw online this week that I don't understand is this whole thing with like JD Vance being weird. Like, what?
What a backfire fucking strategy, huh?
Yeah, and not only that, but it's like people like George Takei are posting that, and like one of the trans activists.
No, I mean, all you got to do is not even like, because a lot of people are showing, oh, look at these random drag queens. See, that's weird. No. What you should do is you should use the drag queens and the trannies and all that stuff from the Biden administration. Use pictures of people that actually work in his administration. There's plenty of them. That's who's weird. See, because if you're just picking some random fucking drag queen off the street, it's almost like you're picking on them. You know what I mean? But if you're like, these are people that Joe Biden hired, and they're talking about weird.
Yeah, no, I actually
like that bald dress stealing furry guy.
Oh yeah, the guy
luggage on multiple occasions.
Yeah,
I still don't know. I'm sorry to cut you off. I still don't know what the fuck rapper I was thinking of, but right here on Google, rap star Lil Wayne and Kodak Black were on the list of more than 140 people who were granted pardons or had their sentences commuted by President Trump on his last day, his last full day on the job.
Some of them I want to point out too. Like I had been advocating for them to be pardoned for years. One is my God, I'm so sorry to her because I forget her name. A grandmother who was arrested with one joint in 1986, I believe, and she was still in prison when Trump left office, and he fucking pardoned her.
Yeah, he did. There was a few sentences he got committed. I remember a couple of black women. One of them ended up in his one of his campaign ads, actually, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, we have been advocating, like, why is this woman still in jail for years? And of course, Obama didn't give a shit, right? Where was he? He could have done the same thing. He could have freed Lil Wayne too. He could have freed Kodak Black. He chose not to. He didn't. I don't think he pardoned anybody outside of his own people on the end of his term.
Nope.
Yeah. Hey, did you guys talk about, or have you seen? Well, have you seen or have you talked about the censoring of the Trump assassination attempt Google search shit?
We
talked about Facebook, not so much Google.
Oh.
Yeah, but if you've got thoughts, man, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I was honestly just throwing it. If you hadn't talked about it, I was going to throw it out the room and see what you guys thought, because it's kind of fucking wild, because I did it myself, and it tries to fill in some weird shit. Like,
it's like assassination attempt on Truman.
Yeah, literally everybody except Trump.
And my favorite is the AI one, where the AI says, they ask about the Trump assassination attempt, and it literally said it was fiction. And then in the next question, they ask, can you tell me about the Kamala Harris for president campaign? And it's like, oh, it started da-da-da-da. I told it all about that. Then their defense of this was that, it's trained on old data. Well, then how does it know about Kamala?
Right. No, that's look, we're in unprecedented fucking time. Maybe not that unprecedented, I guess, because we don't know how shit was back in the day, but the spread of information is, I think we can confidently say, has never been anything close to what it is now. And we are at a watershed type of moment. And I mean, it's been building for the last couple of decades.
Think
for
about
sure.
all the history in this month alone.
I think it's
Yeah.
going to continue too. I really do. I think for maybe not immediately, but coming up soon, we're going to have historical weeks every week, or at least several times a month. I don't, it's hard to predict, but it's undeniable. Because like when I look around, so much of the world that everybody lives, especially the people that make shitloads of money, it's all fake. It's all bullshit. So much of what everybody does every day is bullshit. It's because we're conditioned in various degrees for various things, but so many of those structures are falling away, little bits, you know. And the internet, I feel like, you know, the fake shit was going on before the internet for sure. We were all, you know, people were living fake lives, but there was more reality to it. I think there was more.
I think part of it is it lets you escape into a thought bubble.
Yeah.
And I think it's a lot easier for people to get into one of those thought bubbles. And so everybody they're now talking to is not challenging them in any way. And a lot of people are more comfortable that way.
Go ahead, Sammy. Go ahead.
My whole point too, Apex, in regards to the Google thing, and this is also true with Meta, is Meta is someone leaked that Meta is like basically inflating their user base numbers, meaning that like they're basically
which the FTC has ruled is de facto fraud.
Right.
Yeah.
But and yet people were claiming that Rumble, the platform we're on now, everyone in the corporate media made a big fuss about how like Rumble was inflating user numbers. Turned out that like Rumble wasn't really doing inflation at all. And
no more different than YouTube or any other major service.
Right. So my whole thing, challenge is, FTC, if you're going to investigate Rumble for user inflation, then you should investigate Meta and Facebook for user.
The scale of number pumping over there would probably be a lot larger just because it's such a big platform, you know.
I mean that's part of the headache of the whole thing, is that sort of equity. I don't think is ever going to happen until the whole fucking thing comes down. Till not even just social media companies as a whole. I think a bunch of the structures it's all built on have to fall apart.
I think what would occur if Sam was correct and the FTC took this up is it would not even appear as being like biased for the fact of they could find no wrongdoing on the part of Rumble, and they'll definitely find Facebook. The thing is, Facebook's not going to give a shit. It's going to be a drop in the bucket for them. It's going to be like a $2 million fine that they can pay. Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg can fucking check his couch. You know, and so it's not. They're going to get like if it were to go to the FTC, I do believe they would get punished for this, but 100%. The punishment it wouldn't matter. Yeah,
literally, as you said, and that's a thing that's also been happening for decades, where you know companies can, you know, destroy rural land at the promise of, you know, fiber optic cable for everybody for free, and then you know, when they don't do, or like free landline and fucking high-speed internet for whatever, and then they offer none of those things for years and years, and they literally just pay the $100,000 fine every year. Boop. Sorry, you fucking.
We're so sorry.
This community of 15,000 people they don't get phones, and they don't get. We got a fucking cable running right through the shit, but you can't have it. And you know, it's easier for us to just pay to not give it to you than to figure out how to let you pay for it. You know what I mean? And that's sort of the corporate mindset. If you've ever worked in retail or anywhere that sells things that are can expire, food or stuff like that, when you watch the best by date on things, and your managers and your owners are driven by because the insurance covers those losses. So
Mhm.
it doesn't cover if you give that money to a food bank and somebody gets sick and tries to sue you. So
Right.
again, it's easier to just throw away thousands of dollars worth of food that's still entirely edible. It doesn't get recycled. It throws into a dumpster and goes to a fucking landfill. You know, I
Mhm.
mean,
Working
amount
at
of tonnage for
7-Eleven, even I ran through this. You know, they have the sandwiches, and a lot of people they won't eat them, and rightfully so. But
sure.
when they expire, I used to think, hey man, like we got these homeless guys downtown. I could, coat them out, and no, because well, if somebody gets sick,
Yep.
no, you have to throw them away, and you have to fucking like scan them into the dumpster.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if you get caught off the clock going in there, if you happen to be hungry and you know there's food in there that's good that you
Mhm.
just had to throw away, guess what? Not only will they fire you, they'll charge you for stealing.
Yeah.
Or at least they'll try. The
Yep.
company I currently work for, they do the same shit. Literally hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of like a single product that's worth $700-800 that has a ding in it or something. We don't get credit for it. Well, boop, write it off, throw it in the fucking dumpster. Well, some kid at one of the other stores somewhere in the middle of the country years ago, off the clock, went back and was like, I'm gonna take this thing because I could fix it, and then I could not only use it, but I can probably sell it. But they fired him, and they tried to sue him for stealing, or that they charged him for stealing or whatever, something like that. But he countersued because of some of the obvious holes in the actual handbook at the time, and it's like, I don't know. The dude won a lot of money, and they had to give him his job back, which he quit, of course. But
Of course,
the dude made like fucking $70,000 or something for his
I
trouble.
love those kind of times where you're like, yeah, and I want my job back, and you get it, and you knew all along it was like, yeah, I wasn't gonna keep that fucking job.
Yeah, no, fuck you.
To make
No,
you give it to me.
Yeah, it's just the fucking. Exactly. It's the goddamn like principle of the matter.
Yep, that's fucking based. I love that.
Yeah. Gentlemen, I have another sponsor for this hour.
Are you going to stay awake for it?
Shit, Sammy's going for the hat trick, ladies and gentlemen.
This time it's for something that friend of the show Joe might like.
Where you at, Joe?
Another
I was gonna start throwing hats, but I realize I don't have any. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Another comic book company. This time Keystone Comics, who I've also heard.
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you looking to help the next generation in understanding and engaging in the Bible?
Yes.
Yes, the Kingstone Bible is the most complete graphic adaptation of the Bible ever done, and is the perfect product for helping young adults read, dive into, and interact with the Bible. This graphic Bible helps young adults understand the historical timelines of the Bible, learn about both well-known and lesser-known characters, and Orthodox Christian teaching. Top comic artists from Kingstone Comics have created a stunning 2,000-page plus graphic novel to capture the whole Bible from Genesis to Revelation.
Wow, that's beefy.
Yeah, I'll say. The entire Old Testament and New Testament is available either as a hardcover trilogy or in 6 softcover volumes. Wow.
I would definitely, I would opt for the hardcover myself.
Yeah.
I actually just, I'm not even lying, Sam. I just scanned the QR code and I'm probably grabbing this.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking Berserk book.
With the Kingstone Bible, young adults can read scripture from cover to cover and many times retain the content longer from traditional text, which is true because, let's face it, the Bible, that print can be really small and illustrations do help.
And a lot of people are visual learners. Yeah.
It is amazing. But anyway, find this and more exciting products at kingstonecomics.com.
Yeah. As a father, I legitimately was like, wow, this is something awesome. I'm definitely looking into this.
Yeah. Real quick. Do you like anime? Are you a godless fag? Do you want to learn about the Bible? Check out Kingstone Comics because they fucking rule. Great art. It's thick. It's a fucking hardcover too, man. You can't jack off anymore, but it's good stuff. Kingstone Comics.
Jerking off is bad, okay?
That now see we'll get like approved for all the ads. Wait, you wait and see. Meanwhile, and I know that Mersh, or at least someone in Mersh's camp, watches the show. I know that for a fact, and so he's probably
somebody
seething,
certainly scams.
and so
Sorry.
And so he's probably, I would like to think that he's seething partially because, like, I, of all people, am getting paid more from ad revenue than he is.
Mhm.
So
You have 100% approval rate on the ad reads, and he has a 0%.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's probably not even. Not only is he not seething, but he thinks this is some sort of win for him because of the way his mind works. I mean, we've all seen it for years. He puts it, plasters it on the internet. He's delusional.
Yeah,
He's a
they're
fat
coming
fuck.
for me. I'm winning.
Yeah, your show fucking sucks, Sam. You fucking retarded. Fucking Walt Jr. You fucking.
I was nice to you.
I was fucking nice to you, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Nobody watches your fucking show, man. You don't make any fucking money. While Sammy's written what 3 books now?
He just we're 1 week out from the 3rd book, and as far as
look at that.
I heard at the beginning, Sam, sales were booming, right?
Is that a natural segue I just did? God damn, I'm a fucking natural.
Of course, I'm still waiting on mine, but you can always go back and get the 4th estate. But Sam here is up on to date with, what is that? The Dogs of War. Hold that up for us. Let's get it. Show us the headshot, Sam. That's my,
and then
post the money shot.
Post the money shot.
And then you've got
look at that handsome boy.
And then you've got my handsome face, and more actually, he got his order like
I got my order literally the day after I ordered it, and
that's weird.
I'm super weird. I wanted to read all 3 back to back. I'm in the middle of book 2 right now, so I'll probably get through book 3 by next week.
Yeah,
nice.
So that's.
I'll be honest, Sam. I was waiting for Thursday because it's payday, so I'm not actually waiting on it. I'm waiting on a paycheck, and then I'll get.
And I'm the worst friend in the group because I have not bought any of them yet. But I also don't know how to read because I'm retarded. But there's audiobooks too.
Well, yeah. Well, I was gonna say that's why you can pick up the audiobook read by Doug Green, which, by the way, is in production. I don't know when that will be released because Audible is the one who decides when audiobooks come out, but it's in production, and I've heard first.
Of course, the legendary Doug Green, voice of the Connecticut Huskies, the Yukon Huskies.
And I heard the first 15 minutes, and it sounds amazing. It's one thing to write it, but it's like hearing it. It's kind of like it is my work, but it's kind of like hearing it fresh. It's like
it's probably kind of surreal, huh? Because you know what dialogues, or you know what's coming next, but to hear someone else saying it, especially enthusiastically and emoting, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's very exciting for you, man. I'm so proud.
This has been such a great year, Sam, and I thank you for letting us all be a part of it.
Oh well, thank you for supporting me. Yeah, I'll always, and I think it's going to be even better. But I think by the end of the year, Trump will have. I think Trump's going to win. I love this whole notion that like Trump is afraid to debate Kamala too. which is something I wanted to ask you about, Max, because like I have no idea where these memes like even really start, but like I keep hearing it's like, oh, Trump is afraid to debate.
So what she's doing is she's trying to piggyback on a predetermined debate with Biden, and Trump's like, well, no, like you're a different candidate. We're not just gonna slot it in like that. We'll have to, work on, the logistics of everything and get it together. And she's like, see, he's dropping out of the debate. He's a coward, because she doesn't want to do the debate at all, is what it is. So she's just going to claim he dropped out.
Yeah, well,
and what I was hearing earlier with Trump's the conference or whatever the fuck he had today. Apparently, they supposedly invited both Trump and Kamala didn't fucking show.
Wait, are you Mark? Are you talking about that like entirely black audience?
Yeah. Did you guys conference? Yeah.
Did you guys see where he said that Kamala's not black?
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't know she was black. She's Indian until like a couple years ago. What the fuck? To an entirely black audience? That's fucking awesome. I love that dude.
So great. And yeah, that's another thing. I don't know if we've mentioned it on the air yet, but I am definitely planning to go to the Trump inauguration. And a lot of us are actually. So that should be fun.
That'll be fun. I haven't announced this yet, but I am probably going to be getting a new manual wheelchair.
Sick. About fucking time.
Yeah.
Before the end of the year.
Let's go. Fucking insurance people, hurry the fuck up.
Well, it's actually going through Medicaid of all the things.
Holy shit!
But my the wheelchair guy I'm working with, like, he really knows how to. The guy I'm going with is like a local guy, who his wheelchair business is local, so he really knows how to like write codes for the VA,
nice,
and whatnot, because he deals with
awesome.
like a lot of veterans. So he's like, yeah, we'll get this written up. So yeah, it would be really fun to like show up in DC and be like, hey, I can actually travel places now. So
right on. And of course I'm thinking, well, how much trouble can I get into with two wheelchair guys? The answer is way more than I probably think.
Hold on.
Yeah.
The two wheelchair guys and another tall guy that's not in a wheelchair. Because that's fucking true. I was thinking you meant Tom, because he's my size too. No, we'll have. Okay, Sam. Now it's 3 giants and 2 cripples. You guys are outnumbered. I'm 6'2" and skinny as shit, but
and we'll just take you fuckers out at the knees.
Yeah.
We'll be your fucking.
Damn. That's a weakness we have that you don't. That's not fair.
We'll fucking take advantage of it too.
An in-person Whitfield report. Damn.
That's the plan, man. I had this vision, right? Like, I thought of the idea of like the RTO shirts, which yes, are coming soon. Redbubble has been a bitch, and I might move to somewhere else. But the RTO shirts, I had this vision of like all of us wearing them and just a picture, And I know it's not gonna pan out like that. Not everybody's necessarily gonna get to go, but just that idea stuck with me so much. And then the idea of just doing a live Whitfield report in the Kappa. I've never been to DC. So for me, just walking around and seeing some of the shit would be cool.
I mean, truth be told, once I got myself settled into Louisiana, which should be by the end of this year, I'm a lot closer to Sammy. I was going to see if we could figure something out that way. I've thought about that for years, because like Sammy and I've always had this, bromance persona. It would be very cute to put us in the same room and do a show that way, where I could pinch his little cheeks, and stuff, while we
the last time I was in DC was during fucking Clinton.
Wow. You are old, Maura. So.
I missed out on my school went, because I moved school from one town to another. I've never seen DC, and as much of an American history buff as I am, I was like, I'm going. And then I was like, you know what? What if other people are to go? Now, obviously, if Trump doesn't win, I'm not going. I don't want to be anywhere near DC.
Yeah, fuck no.
And even if people are a little sketched if Trump wins being in DC. But like I said, I don't know. We're with the wheelchair guys, we're not exactly rolling around trying to find Antifa. I think we'll be pretty fine. I think.
No,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's gonna be gonna be us reining you in. I know. Mort's just gonna go start a fight. That's what's gonna happen.
No,
Mort rant is gonna turn into physicality. It's just gonna go.
No, Moore is going to seek out I can guarantee you, Moore
It's gonna have a Mad Max fucking wheelchair and everything.
Moore is gonna be like, where are the Krasensteins? I want to.
If the Krasensteins and I are ever in the same fucking city, that's gonna be shenanigans.
Oh shit, Mort's on site with them motherfuckers.
I was gonna say you fellas are missing. You're missing the big picture here, because election night, inauguration night, whichever one we're talking about, is always huge for just drunk girls.
Well,
look, you're married. I'm not talking to you, Max.
I'll be there to chaperone you young gentlemen and keep you away from the girls who aren't actually girls. That's all.
You could be swimming in MAGA pussy, man.
Please
You'd
keep
be
us away from the
swimming through
trannies.
the fucking streets of DC. You wouldn't even need the wheelchair.
Giving up the game. Yeah. We were gonna do the show and then go out drinking.
Put some floaties on you.
Yeah.
we got. I mean, yeah. We're all getting together. We're having like some kind of wild night, right? Like. That's why I'm saying I have no interest in yelling at communists. I want to go see the sights. I want to go have some fun with my boys. And it's going to be, Shmuley's going to be there. I'm pretty sure Tim's coming. I'm pretty sure Cora's coming. We got the whole posse coming, more or less.
Yeah.
My wife would be there. Penn. So I don't know. Chibi's, West Coast, so it might not be feasible. But yeah, like pretty much everybody's gonna be there. And hey, throwing it out there, some of the fans, the longtime people that we know, if you want to come out when we have a fucking meetup, we'll probably tell you where it's at.
I know that Alan Powell was saying that he might. Alan Powell would actually be a good security guy too, with like all of his.
Look. I want to look that crazy motherfucker in the eyes and shake his hand. That's what I want.
Yeah,
and give him a hug if he'll let me.
Same here.
That's the dude. Yeah. So that should be fun. That's something for us to look forward to.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely So I am 100% confirming now that I'm going to be going. We're going to have some kind of meetup with the people that can show up, and should be good times. And hopefully not chaotic and crazy, and we get caught up in some kind of crazy mess. But I doubt it.
We will. Look, we will.
Fair.
We should start a GoFundMe ahead of time.
Yeah. Let's do the right to offend bail fund. Start it now.
I am also
if the left can do bail funds, why not us?
Yep. I am going to be starting the second John Ryder trilogy in 2025.
Chibi said she'll come to hang out. So yeah, the whole crew. Like, this should be awesome. Sorry, Sam.
Awesome. That is awesome. So yeah, whole crew.
I know. I just marked out. I apologize. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. The second John Ryder trilogy will also be coming in 2025. So, so that will be awesome. And I'm
trying to schedule my fight for 2025.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, that's only like.
This was our year, Sam, but next year is going to be our year.
Yeah.
And everyone after it.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's a upward trajectory for young Sammy.
Hopefully for America too. I mean, that's the other thing too. Is like the Vivek says, this will be, this will be our time for American
Inshallah.
for America for American exceptionalism to reign again. So,
You want to go to bed, Sam? You want?
Yeah.
Hey, wait, hold on, time out, real quick. Because Sammy, I know you're a big Gina. What's her name? Gina Carano, is that her name?
yeah.
Yeah, the former Disney broad that she's like suing Disney. Yeah, or the former fighter, whatever. Did you guys know that she's the heir to the Caesar casino
Did not.
empire?
Oh, Caesar's Palace?
Oh,
Yeah,
That's-
like the entire casino, the company that they own like
Oh, shit,
50,
yeah,
60
that's crazy.
largest casinos in the country.
That's crazy.
She-
I did not know that, but
I didn't either. Like she's
So
like
when are you gonna marry her, Sam?
she's portrayed as like this like warrior for free speech and shit, but she's just a rich, like an incredibly rich bitch fighting other incredibly rich bitches and making it seem like it has anything to do with us. I think it's crazy. I thought that was it. That actually kind of blew my mind because I've seen
That's some pro wrestling shit right there, right?
yeah.
No.
yeah,
Anyway.
if she has the money to fight Disney, though, I mean, more power to her, I guess. That is the other thing I wanted to bring up. I was going to talk about this on Monday.
I'm so
but,
tempted to yell simp, but I won't.
Simp. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Okay. Get it out of your system.
No, I'm
Well,
just
look, I didn't because it's her. If it was, what was it, Sydney Sweeney, then I would have, because you guys get a little much with that broad, and I don't see it really.
look, and I mean she even just came out and said that she will not
Them
stop
titties.
doing nude scenes in movies and in whatever film she does. She's not going to stop doing it. She's a woman for the people. I mean, you got to give her some credit there.
Well, more power.
Well, people love titties, to be fair.
Yes, they do. Everybody
that
loves
is a
titties.
populist idea right there, is titties.
Literally, children love
Ass and
titties.
titties. Ass and titties.
I do love the fact that the Hawk Toe girl or whatever her name was.
Oh, she makes me sad. But go ahead.
Well, I love that she derailed that she derailed Pride Month basically.
Oh yeah.
Like she just came in and like was like, nope, we're not
And
we're
just
not
rip
doing
off
Pride
the
Month.
Iron Sheik with my stupid American fans.
Yeah, but she also hired like a team, like a publishing team, and moved to California all of a sudden from like fucking Ohio. And like
That's fucking stupid.
she keeps doing appearances. She's like going on stage with country artists and
Hey,
stuff.
you
and
better
nobody's
milk them 15 minutes, girl.
No,
you better
that's
milk the
what-
shit out of it.
No, homie, that's what makes me sad is her 15 minutes were up probably 15 days after the Hawk Tuah video went up, maybe 30 or so. But she came out, she was like, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing it. Like, people wanted OnlyFans, of course, because they're fucking degenerates on the internet. But you could have done an OnlyFans and just posted some fucking bikini pics and got probably millions of dollars. But
Fair.
instead, she's like, no. I got my grandma to take care of. I'm going to make silly TikToks with famous TikTokers, and I'm going to go on stage here and there. And I'm going to pay a lot of money to these people to like be my managers and stuff. And I'm going to move to California with no real skill other than a video of me saying, you got to spit on that thing. You know, it's sad. It makes me sad. That's what I mean. It's all fucking fake. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people with a similar story, and it don't end well.
Yeah.
Those managers that you pay all that money to are not your friends.
They're fucking vampires is what they are.
They
Absolutely.
sure are.
Yeah.
Fucking pit vipers.
Anyway, sorry to derail. Sammy's about to look like a goddamn fucking some sort of lizard. I don't know. He's got one of those eyes is closing really hard, and the lizard is the best thing I could think of because I'm kind of tired now.
Sammy the lizard person confirmed.
No, no. What I was gonna say, speaking of Hollywood, is first off, there were Marvel movies after Endgame.
No,
I didn't realize
it's called Endgame, Sam. Why would they make movies after that?
Because they're desperate for because.
And I
they're
mean,
desperate for
Iron
money.
Man died. It's not like what? Why would you make movies without Robert Downey Jr. going forward? Like that's stupid.
Well, he did die, but apparently they're so desperate for money, they're like trying to bring him back, and like I don't know.
Look, hey, I think it's so brave of Robert Downey Jr. to play the Black Panther. I give him all the credit in the world for that. That is such a cool thing that they're doing, and I'm all for it.
Wasn't there an announcement that Robert Downey Jr. is going to play a different character in one of the?
Yeah, the Black Panther.
What? Really?
Yeah, you know the Black Panther guy died.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So now Robert Downey Jr. is going to be the Black. That's what I heard.
He's just. I mean, someone saw his old Tropic Thunder. It all makes sense. Someone saw saw Tropic Thunder and was like, "Damn, we should."
Well, tell me he doesn't look in Tropic Thunder exactly like the guy that played fucking the Black Panther.
They do all look the same, man.
They do.
No, fucking shit.
When I was a teenager and I first saw that movie, I thought Robert Downey Jr. was like legitimately black for like
nice
for like a year, because that was the first movie I'd seen him in. I had no idea that he had like.
That's why, they have my full support in making this new Black Panther movie starring Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Also they've got Ryan Reynolds playing like Dr. Doom or something, I guess, but I don't know.
Who cares about Dr. Doom? He's not exactly been in fucking movies before, so like obviously that's gonna be lame. I'm here for the next Black Panther film.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever, baby. Hell yeah.
Should be careful with the blackface jokes because eventually I'll have to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. has proven one thing: you get rich and successful enough, and blackface doesn't matter.
Just some full ash on your forehead. Oh fuck. Oh, Sammy.
I think it's time to call it a night.
Time to call it a night. We might just be off the rails, or well on our way.
Yeah. Well, I'll be on vacation for the next 2 weeks, so I will hand the controls over for the show to Max and Mortis and Apex if you want to do a show.
Without you, of course I'll be here, man.
Yeah, filling in, and then I'll be broadcasting from the cabin the following week. So,
hell yeah.
Oh yeah, I will happily do a Samless Whitfield report again. Those are always fun.
Yeah, I think I was here for one of the last ones, and it was fun.
Yeah, I legitimately think it was. We were just bullshitting about. I don't even remember. Yeah, we'll have fun.
Any and everything, yeah.
There will be nudes, I'm sure.
Yeah. I thought you said nudes for a second. I was like, okay, I mean, if that's where we're going, fine. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, it'll be exclusively on OnlyFans, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
New platform for the Whitfield report.
OnlyFans /Hawktua. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for having me.
Sammy nudes.
Yeah. Sammy feet pics.
Well, nobody wants to see crippled feet.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see a crippled nude either.
Oh, hold on. My wife went through a little bit of trouble to make advertisements, and I've completely forgotten them, sir.
Oh no, do it.
Yeah, so one of them, and I have to open up Discord because they're in there. Give me a break. But yeah, she did one for all 3 of the novels, and it's pretty dope. Actually, it's a nice little infographic that we could spread
Ooh,
around.
sweet.
But also, so yeah, we got Mort. What's going on this week? Bits and Bones.
Tomorrow, Bits and Bones is back 9 p.m. EST. Me, Core, and Tim got some interesting things to talk about. The first thing off the top of my head is the Xbox 360 shop closed earlier this week.
Cool.
That's interesting. And then I know the sandwich makers always, they plan their shows like 2 weeks out or whatever. So
Yeah, unlike us with our lazy asses that literally, what was our show prep? Nothing.
like, yeah,
There it is.
Are we going on
There
at
it is.
9:30 or 10 o'clock? That was a show prep.
Maybe it's I gotta size it up a little so you can read it. But yeah, she put together this. I thought this was pretty cool.
That is very cool. Wow.
Just a little too wide to read here, so yeah. So this is for the John Ryder trilogy, and as you can see, all 3 books available now: Amazon, Kindle, and Audible soon for Dogs of War. Dogs of War is not Audible yet, but it will be.
It will be probably this month. So
Yes. And so we'll throw out these ads on Twitter. It's been a rough week, guys. I apologize if I missed a bunch of things. The other thing is sandwich makers will be back this week in full force, as I understand it. And they have some really interesting plans. Like they've gone to some great links for the next one. I think it's the next one. And I can't spoil anything because they'll kill me. But it looks to be like they have a pretty fun plan for what they're going to do. And you guys should tune in Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Rumble at the Sandwich Makers channel.
alrighty then.
And of course, we'll be back next week without a Sam.
Yep, but you'll see me in 2 weeks. And I'll be in Michigan, so if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I'll still be tweeting and
Take us some cool vacation pics.
Oh yeah, man, enjoy yourself. Fuck it.
posting. So
Chill out. Take a load off and enjoy. We've been busting ass over here, so
yep. Might be doing a few book signings in person, so that would be cool. So
Hell yeah, buddy.
So
I got, what? All the plugs. I have a new one. Check out the newest member of Right to Offend's roster. Wayne the Pain on Rumble has put up a video discussing a lot of different things. It's a bit controversial, but it regards AIDS and transgenderism and all kinds. It's a really interesting little video. So I do want to shout out. And by the way, Sam, this means we are now officially extra diverse. Yay! Because we got a black guy or half black, whatever.
yeah, we do.
So we got cripples, we got giants, so I think we should apply for one of them diversity grants.
Well, hey, we're
women.
Why?
We have women, yeah. Like
Why?
those are rare, right?
Nobody even knows what they are anymore. Nobody even knows what the fuck that is anymore.
Well, hey,
We've
we're more diverse than the DNC is in reality.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
sad
Sure.
but true, yeah. So I figured I'd give Wayne the Pain a little shout out because it is a good little video. It made me laugh. There's one line in it where he's talking about like the proliferation of AIDS, and he says, much like you, come from an unbroken line of people reproducing and having children, there is an unbroken line of homosexual butt sex that leads to AIDS. And I was like, that's both funny and true.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well,
don't be a part of the unbroken chain of homosexual butt sex AIDS. That's your PSA for the episode.
there you have it, folks. Alrighty. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Love you guys and love chat, obviously.
Yep. Love you, chat. Love you, fellas.
Until next time, God bless, God save the sweet nation, and God, freedom, legacy, in that order.
In that order, motherfucker.
Bye-bye.
God bless America.
Thanks for listening to The Whitfield Report on the NGC Network. Please visit Sam's website at www.thesamwhitfield.com and support Sam on Patreon at patreon.com/Whitfield Report. Until next time, God bless, God save this great nation, and God, freedom, legacy, in that order.